ultimate marketing message. Do you have challenges with people interacting with your posts or getting them to come to you so you don't have to be that chaser? If that's you, you definitely want to tune in today. My name is Kathy McReynolds, and if you want to build a business with biblical principles, you have tuned in to the right place. Welcome, everybody. We're super excited to have you all out today. And if you can do me a favor, as I'm going to do it, and as we do all the time, if you go ahead and hit that share button, and let's get this shared out to some people so that we can help some other people out. But let me know where you are tuning in from, if you're catching this during the live or the replay. And also drop in the comments. Let me know, what type of business do you have? Like, what is it that you do? And how can you help some other people do that as well? So I'm going to share this over to the news feed, and I'm also going to share it into our group. So if you could go ahead and hit that share button, because we're going to talk about today, guys, 8 secrets to help you create the ultimate marketing message. And this is one that you definitely want to make sure that you tune into, because I mean, like, think about it this way. It's either you got to get people reaching out to you, or you got to reach out to people. Now, you got to do a combination of both of them in the beginning. But what we're going to share with you today, and the reason why most people don't get people reaching out to them, is because of their marketing message. So make sure that you download your show notes, guys. Get your show notes. And if you're new to us, what your show notes are, every week, whenever we come on here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, we have show notes that you can print out. And then when you are a member of our Bible Business Academy, we actually send these out to you. So you'll get the actual show notes, plus you'll get it on what do you call those, MP3, the thingamajiggies that you stick into your computer so that you can watch it and listen to it in your car, or you can also watch the live video and take notes and get, because the more you do stuff, the better you get at it. So we're going to talk about today how 8 secrets to help you creating the ultimate marketing message. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over, and we're going to get started. Okay, here's what I'm looking for. It's when you get to your desk and you don't have everything you need and what you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to switch over just so you guys can, I'm going to go through the show notes with you, because I got some notes here that we're going to review. But make sure you let me know what type of business you have, what you got going on, or what type you're looking to start. And also put in the comments, guys, what challenges are you having when it comes to having people reach out to you? We get leads in automatically every single day. Now, I didn't start out that way, I promise you that, but over time, learning marketing techniques and how you get to people and talk to people, it really helped. So you want to go ahead and tune in now and watch this, and it will definitely help you get more sales and attract new customers. And here's what I love: you get to honor God in the process of building your business. That's the purpose of building a business with biblical principles. And so the scripture that we have today is from Luke 14:28, when Jesus said, he was telling a parable. He said, but don't begin until you count the cost. And a lot of times when people start a business or they're in business, they don't count the cost. They don't think about how the time that they're going to spend, what they're going to have to sacrifice, how long it will take them to make things happen. It's like they get this idea and they're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. This is going to happen right away. And then when it doesn't, they get upset, or they quit, or they get discouraged. And we don't want that to happen to you. There is a certain way and a certain order that you must do things. And he says, for who would begin construction of a building? So for who will begin construction of a business or get a business started without calculating the cost? cost. And that's just not a money cost. That's a cost of sacrifice. When he was sharing this parable, it was the cost of sacrifice of what you would have to do in order to get into the kingdom. So what would you have to do in order to build a successful business? It is not something that happens overnight. I've been a business owner for the last 25 years. I have business that has had success. I've also had business that have failed. They've all been around, but throughout the process, guys, you want to constantly learn and make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do in order to create the success that you desire. And a lot of that, and there's so many scriptures on it, you got to seek counsel, you got to get help, and you always have to plug yourself into books, trainings, and all of that stuff. So I'm glad you're here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about it. So here's one thing that I always want you to do. Whenever you tune into a show, most of the time you tune in because you saw the title and it intrigued you. But I want you to start asking yourself, especially in your follow-up, is why are you here today? What is your intent for watching this show? If you're watching it, that means that something in your business that related to that topic, to that marketing message, it is not resonating with you, or maybe you're having challenges or struggle with it, or maybe you're just getting it going and you want to take it to that next level. So if you start asking yourself before you dive in, like, what is my intent? Why am I here today? That's something that Oprah always talked about. Anytime they had a meeting, it was like, okay, what's our intention for today? So ask yourself that question. What is your intent for today's show? If you start out with an intent, you will get more out of it. So let's go ahead and dive into these 8 secrets that we're going to talk about today. Number 1, this is so super duper important. You must know your market. If you're one of those people who say, I can help everyone, then you've already lost. You're already behind the 8 ball. Yes, maybe you can help everyone, but I'm going to show you why your message that you're putting out there is not going to relate to everyone. So like with Bible Business Academy, my demographics that I'm heading after and looking to help is age 50 to 60. Okay, like 45 to 60. That's pretty much my demographic, that 10-year 50 to 60 bracket there. Why? Because I'm in that age bracket and I'm looking for a person. Okay, so when I'm looking at that demographics, they're 50 to 60, they're faith-based Christian. Most of them have a little college, but no college degree, small business owner, or wanting to get something started, or they're just in that position where they're looking at, oh my goodness, I'm close to retirement and I have not enough saved in order to do it. Or they're also looking on the spiritual side that says, you know what? I've spent my entire life, just doing life. And now I'm ready to serve God and do the things that I want to do. And so now, why is that so important for me to know that particular demographic and who I'm speaking to? Because when I'm putting my message out there, I'm speaking directly to them. So like my demographic, her name is Faye. It's called an avatar. You give the person that you're speaking to a name. And and her name is Faye, and the guy's name is Charles. And so when I'm speaking to Faye and Charles, and when I'm writing stuff, I'm writing it where that person between 50 and 60 will know what I'm talking about. So if I'm using something that, maybe back in the 80s was in and cool, they'll get it. Now, does it mean that I won't help someone that's in their 20s or 30s or older than that? No. But my message to someone in their 20s would be completely different from my message to someone that's in their 50s. I can't have that same conversation. Yes, it's around business, but the conversation that we have and that we're relating to, it won't be the same. So for example, if I'm talking to that 50-year-old and I have a message out there that says, are you entering your second half of life and wondering what's going to happen to you in the afterlife? So I can't say that to someone in their 20s. They'll be like, well, what is she talking about? I'm not there. So when you listen to that, what I want you to ask yourself is, do you have an avatar? And the avatar is just simply that one person that you're speaking to that represents an entire demographic of everyone that you're speaking to. Because if your message, because you can have the best business idea, you can even have the best message, but if that message is not going out to the right person, then it's going to fall flat and you're not going to get people responding to you. Now, that 50 or 60-year-old may have a grandchild or a great grandchild, and they're like, hey, you know what? I was listening to Kathy with Bible Business Academy today, and I think you might, this is something that you may be interested in. So that's how you end up getting everybody, but 90% of who comes into your world will be people in a certain demographics, and you want to try to get that within a 10-year period. So when you're advertising on, the different platforms, that's something else that you can put in there and they'll ask you about. So that's what you have to look at. You also want to know their income. And when you become a member of Bible Business Academy, one of our academies, or in our membership program, we actually have a 25-page document for you to fill out, answer a bunch of questions in order to get this done. So in the meantime, take now and just fill out what age group in a 10-year window. Do you want 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70, 80, and on. Just put that in, on your show notes, write that down. And then what type of person it is that you want. Do you want them to have college or no college? Do you want them to be already, whatever it is that you're doing? I have small business owner, average income 50,000. Income is very, very important, especially depending on what you're selling and the cost. Again, if you're marketing to people who can't afford what you're selling, then you're wasting your time and you're wasting money. Or if you don't have, if it doesn't matter in terms of the budget, then it's the same thing. But you have to market, your message, and your media. They all must match. If they don't match, you're not going to get as many sales. So the next one, guys, is your psychographics. Now, a lot of people have heard of the demographics, but not a lot of people are familiar with psychographics. So we're going to talk about that. And that's just those are things. I'll give you an example. When I'm looking at psychographics for Bible Business Academy, I'm looking for someone who's conscientious. They're conscientious about their religion, about their values, the things that they do. They're hardworking, they're well organized, they're punctual, they're proud patriots. They consider their cars and homes and what they've accomplished as trophies for hard work instead of it's something being given to them. Ownership is their main goal. They want to have ownership. They want to feel proud of what they do. They want to hear that word, from God, well done, my good and faithful servant. This is all in the psychographics of what we're looking for. And to give you, a little bit more, like the apps that they look at, they'll look at the Bible series. They eat at Chick-fil-A. Maybe they watch Duck Dynasty TV show, the college games, Good Morning America, ESPN, Rachel Ray, American Idol, Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. These are some of the things that they do. And that's that demographics between 50 to 60. Why is all of that important? Because when we're advertising, when I'm putting and spending advertising dollars, or I'm looking to do an offline marketing campaign, I need to know what's going to relate to those people so I can put their information in front and put the right marketing message information in front of even these TV shows, even the restaurants and all of that they participate in, so that I'm more likely to get people to say yes. Like right now, with the lead generation that we're running, one of them, we have about a 68% opt-in rate. So that means that of every 100 people who come across our sites, about 68 of them give us their information. And the reason why they do is because our messaging is on target for the audience that we're seeking to get in front of. And so that's what you want to make happen for yourself, guys. You want to make that happen. The next one is, what are your marketing values? If you stand for absolutely nothing, you're going to fall for anything. So what is your code of values about your business? And some of that, when you're looking at, so with this particular business that we have here, I'm looking for people who have a desire to their faith base. I'm not talking about a particular type of religion. If we really niche down, then maybe I would be looking at that. But I'm looking at, are they faith based? Are they authentic? Are they thinking about freedom? Do they have purpose? Are they about faith? Do they care about their faith and their finances? The fundamentals, do they like to learn? So I'm on here and I'm teaching, all the time, at least once a week live. And if you get our emails, you'll see that they're also a teaching type environment. So that's the type of person who would gravitate towards me in Bible Business Academy, somebody that wants to learn, and they also want to, have a relationship with God, or want to have a relationship with God. So it's very, very clear as to who this will bring to us, turn on, and who it would turn off. You do want to repel people so that it saves you money, and it also saves you time. You get to work with people who really want to work with you. So that's why you have to have values. When we were growing up, and even the word says, good company correct, good how does that go? The bad character is corrupted by good. You know what I'm trying to say. Wait a minute, let me get it right. You don't want to be around people with bad character, because it will corrupt you. Even if you're good, you will eventually fall into that. And that's the same thing that our parents used to tell us growing up. Don't hang around this person or be with this person or whatever, because eventually you will fall into, doing in line with what everyone else is doing. That's what happens with most people. So you don't want that to happen with you. The next one is, number 3 is, what are your competitors claiming and promising? So you want to take some time and literally find your top 10 competitors. Who are your top 10 competitors? What are they doing? What type of business are they offering? You have to, it's no different if you're running, if you had $1 million marketing budget, and you look at when, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, root beer, Sprite, and all of them, they had to do these comparisons to say, okay, what is this company doing and how can we do it better? What are they promising? You want to know, what are they promising? Like in this space, especially when you're doing online education and things like that, a lot of people will promise you, 6 figures, 7 figures, freedom, 8 figures. Like you hear a lot of that. If you're new, you can come in and learn stuff. So those are the main things when you look at online courses, or you look at online training or coaching. That's what's being promised out to people. So how we separated ourselves and decided to become different is that we added the biblical principles on top of that. Okay. So not only will we offer you that other stuff and help you with that, but we're also going to do it on a biblical way to show you that, what does it gain a person to make all that money and lose their soul? So we show you how to have it all, because God wants you to have it all. So that's important. And if you have questions as we go along with this, guys, drop them in the comments. And when I get over to the end, I'll go ahead and come back and review those questions. Or if you're catching it during the replay and you have questions, you can still drop them in the comments, and we do go back and cover all of those. Or make sure you go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com, get our free report, so that you can learn more about the different academies and membership programs that we offer to you and see how we can help you. And you can always jump on a strategy session with us as well. Number 4, and this is more for that advanced person who already has that business up and running. You want to ask yourself, how can you reframe the buy-in decision? How can you reframe that? That means that instead of that person, like people love to spend money, they love to buy, they just don't want to be sold. I'm sure you guys have heard that. People want to buy, they just don't want to be sold. So how can you make it the only option and knock out your competitors? And so that the only option that they want to do is that they want to choose you. They're like, yes, I choose you. Like, it's kind of like dating, right? There's certain people, as you dated, back in the day, or maybe you're dating now, there's certain people that talk to you, and then there's certain people that, like, they get eliminated immediately, and there's certain people that they just go on, and you're like, oh, okay, well, like, you're out, you're out, you're out. Okay, maybe you have a chance. So, or if you're doing the dating, maybe you're going to do something a little different to make yourself stand out. There is no different than when you're doing your marketing messaging. You must get the attention of the people that you want to help and to serve. Jesus did it, when he talked about sending all of the disciples out. He told them exactly what to do, where to go, and if people didn't listen to them, he told them what to do. Leave the town, go where you're received, and go where people will actually want your help and they want to know about the word. You want to utilize that same principle when building your business. So if you think that you can sell to everyone, that's number one, what's stopping you from getting a ton of leads every single day on automation. And then when you get those leads, it will lead to you having sales. And so that's part of the process. So you must know what your competitor is doing and how can you knock your competitor off and become the only option. Like Jesus wants, and God, they're the only option. He says, put no other gods before me. And he has to be the only option. You have to have that same mindset when it comes to building your business, that your business is the only option for people if they want to create the success. And you got to sell yourself on that. You have to be 100% confident that, yes, I am the only option. Yes, I am the one that they can help. Now, you can also say, if I'm not the option, here's who I can refer you to. So always have that person best interest in heart at heart. And maybe you're not meant to help them, but the ones that you are, you will draw them into you by your marketing message and the stuff that you talked about. So you want to make sure that that is definitely there. Number 5, what are the features and benefits of your products and service? So you literally want to sit down. First of all, you want to know the difference between a feature and a benefit, right? So, and you sell the benefits. You don't sell the thing. You always sell what the thing will do for you. How will it make you feel? So example, like a feature here, maybe faith and finances. That's a feature of what we're doing. So the benefit could be living an abundant life with Christ as your focus, building a business with Christ as your focus. Now, a feature that we offer could be monthly memberships, but the benefit of that is surrounding yourself with like-minded people so that you can grow in your faith and your finances. And as we say, as entrepreneurs, you get to be around your people. You know how the word talks about don't be unevenly yoked. Well, that's a feature here, because not only are you yoked with and around other entrepreneurs, but you're also around other people who want to honor God and have that faith there. So when you're having a conversation, it's not forced. You guys can have that conversation and you can feel good about the people that you're around. That's the same thing with seminars. That's a feature of what we have. Seminars or marketing is a feature, or teaching you how to advertise, or our academies. Those are our features, but the benefit is learning getting a business up and running in 7 days, getting new clients within 3 weeks so that you can make extra money and be able to give back to your church or your community and help people out. So you see the difference there. So you literally want to write out, okay, what are my features? What are my benefits? And then talk about the benefits. People don't want features, they want benefits. They want what it's going to do for them. It's like if somebody is buying a diet product, they're not concerned with what they need to do. What they're looking at is in your 40th year reunion, you'll be able to fit in that dress. See, that's a feature. That's something that they're going to remember. Not that, oh, you need to fast for 24 hours and 48 hours, or you need to take this pill. That's not what turns people on. It is not what gets them to say yes and buy to you. So that's ultra important to make sure you have that down there. Number 6, y'all. Number 6, also in advanced section, what makes you different? How are you different? And so when you're looking at different, I'll give you guys some examples here. Now that's kind of like the one up there, like why you should be their only choice. But what makes you different could be something like relationship. Like, what makes you different is that you will actually have conversations with the people, or somebody on your team will have conversations with people before they join the academy. Some trainees, all you do is click and buy right online. And so your goal is to build relationships with people, Christ, competitive courtesy, credibility, caring, and consulting. So those are like our 6 or 7 C's that separates us from most businesses out there. Because unfortunately, the truth of this of the matter is, some people just want money. They don't take the time to actually sit and listen to what your needs are. They don't have that caring, they don't have that courtesy, they don't consult you. It's always about me, me, me. And that's one of the advantages of deciding what makes you different, that you can put anything in your business that literally separates you. And sometimes it just takes of asking yourself, what was it that you didn't like about a business that you did business with, that you were familiar with, and all of that stuff that you didn't like. Guess what? You can put that into your business as you're creating it, and then you get to design your life and your business and make it like you want to make it. But you must be different. The worst thing, guys, is being boring, right? Being boring is worse. And you know what? And you never know. Like, sometimes I watch this and whenever I'm watching the video, I always put it on too. So I'm not that speaker or that like entertainer, all of that. If you're watching me, it's because you love to learn and you love to seek knowledge. So it's like you'll be patient, kind of like that person that loves to go to school. Those are the people who generally tune in and watch what I'm sharing. So you're not bored when you're learning. So it doesn't have to be that you're like, oh yeah, I'm that excited, kind of person. Or you can be, if that's naturally you, but you want to be naturally yourself, because eventually they're going to know who you are, but you don't want to be boring. So that's why I put together show notes for you so that you can take notes. That's why we give you information that most people aren't sharing with you, so that you can be like, oh wow, I'm learning all this for free. Man, I wonder, I can imagine what I'm going to learn once I join the academy, or join the mentorship and all of those different programs. So that's what makes you different. That's another part of what makes you different. So you want to definitely put that in there. And by the way, if you want to know more about our academies, you can go to BibleBusinessAcademy.com, BibleBusinessAcademy.com, and go ahead and put your information in. We'll send you some information on that, and then book a strategy call or shoot us a message, and we'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you, see where you're at in your business, see how we can help you, and if it makes sense for us to team up so that we can help you. Your next one is, what is your USP? So what is a USP? Not the UPS. What is a USP? That is your unique selling position. What is unique about you? Like Domino's had a unique selling position, and their unique selling position is that we would have your pizza to you in 30 minutes or less. Now, that, like, if you ask just about anyone, they got famous off of that unique selling position. It wasn't that the pizza is good. It wasn't that, it was the best pizza in town. It was a pizza to you in 30 minutes or less. So the guys who started Domino's, what they did, they were in the college dorms, and they knew that college students late at night wanted some food, because you know what they were doing, and they were having the munchies. So this is why, like, so they knew their customer. They knew who they were marketing to. And they knew if they put something out there to say, hey, you can have your food in 30 minutes, people would buy. And that's exactly what happens. And still to this day, that's what they're known for. You take Subway, they use Jared at Subway as an example for, eat a Subway sandwich and lose weight. That was a unique selling position. So you want to have a unique selling position. And that's something that you develop over time. That's something that will help, as you build your business. You want to try to, if you can get that up front, and really, if you know your Faye, your Charles, your avatar, you know what they're looking for, you know what keeps them up late at night, you know what their concerns are, their goals are, and what they want to accomplish, you can easily find that unique selling position. I gave you guys an example of Domino's. They knew college students who had the munchies and wanted food quick and didn't have a car and couldn't travel. They knew that that was their target customer. So 30 minutes is like, okay, I'm going to get me some food in 30 minutes. And that's how they grew. What can you do? What is your unique selling position? How can you separate yourself? That's another way to separate yourself from other people. And the next one, guys, is what is your irresistible offer? So your offer has to be so irresistible that they have no choice but to say yes to you. So when you're thinking about an irresistible offer, it's generally, okay, so like if I have the academy, and we have, like, 3 or 4 different academies. You have your start, your soar, and your scale academy with different names on them. But on top of that, one of the things that makes our offer irresistible is that instead of you just watching a video and trying to figure it all out from there, we actually come live with you, and we help you, one-on-one and in a group session with getting everything done. You also get you also get material that's handed to you, so that when you're doing your classes, you actually not only have them online, but you also have a physical book where you can look at, and you can literally write that down. So that is mailed out to it. If you can see this box here, so when you're a member of us, you'll actually get one of these in the mail with all of your material in it. So inside of there, and then we include gifts. And then once you're a member, you also, every single month, you're going to get new training and new stuff inside of that, with different gifts and things that's just unbelievable in terms of that help. The other irresistible offer that we have in there is that not only are we teaching you how to build a business, get started with the business, but we're also teaching you money principles, because we're about faith and finances. One of the benefits that I have is being a licensed financial advisor, so I'm able to help people with that aspect of it. And then we added faith in it, and I'm just giving you guys a couple of them. So what you want to do is you want to write down, based on what you're selling, whether it's a course, you're a consultant, or you're selling a product, write down about 20 items, like 20 to 50 things that you can sell and can be a part and related to what you're doing. And then once you get those written down, you want to have one main thing, and then the other 5 to 10 becomes bonuses in addition. So you get the main thing, and then you get 10 bonuses. And you usually take those bonuses and they become 10 times the value of what you actually will charge for your course. So if you got a value of $10,000, then your course is probably $1,000. So that's how you work that, and you just go and, like, if I can give them the best thing, if I can deliver the best thing possible, what is it that I will deliver and get my clients results? How can I make that happen? So just write down a list of everything, leave absolutely nothing out. Another example of that, I think I heard Russell Bronson talking about this, is, they had the babysitters, they have little kids come up, they call it the entrepreneur for the youth. And so the one girl said, yes, so I'm a babysitter, and she was like 9 or 10 years old, and but on top of her offer of people coming to her and utilizing her babysitting service, she also said that I will read to your child, I will feed them, I will give them a snack, have them ready for bed, and go over different languages and stuff like that. So it was just like, wow, you do all of that? Yeah, well, if you're doing that, then you definitely have to be my babysitter, because the other person over here, all they said they were going to do is watch my child. But you're telling me you're going to read to them, teach them a language, count with them, feed them, get them ready for bed, and have them ready when I pick them up. So that becomes a no-brainer. That's what you want to do with your offer. You want to make it a no-brainer, so that that person will be like, all other choices are eliminated. So your offer, so all 8 of these that I just shared with you guys has to be part of that. And so just to recap the 8 that we talked about there, number 1, let's get that. Number 1, you want to know your market. Number 2, you want to know what are your marketing values. Number 3, what are your competitors claiming and promising. And number 4, how can you reframe that buying decision away from them and make you the only option? 5, what are the features and benefits of your products and service? Number 6, what makes you different? How are you different from everyone else? 7, what is your UPS, your unique selling position? And number 8, what is your irresistible offer? So guys, what you want to do, if you have questions, go ahead and put those questions in the comments. If you have your show notes, you can write your questions down on your show notes that you have, and you can go ahead and text us, text the word message to 1-833 Bible Biz. Text the word message to 1-833 Bible Biz, or you can call us and leave a message and tell us you want more additional information, and we'll get something sent out to you in the mail. We'll also tell you about our program, how we can help you, or who we can refer you to for help. And then what I want you to do, I want you to go to that next step to decide where you're at in business. Count the cost. Let's go back to that scripture of counting the cost. I want you to sit down and answer these questions. What challenges are you currently struggling with in your business? Maybe you're listening to this, but as I was talking about it, you came up with some other challenges that you have. Number 2, what's at stake, or what happens if you don't shift from struggling and challenging? What's going to happen? Are you going to go out of business? Will you have to go back and get a job, or will you not be able to leave your job? Will you not be able to retire? Will you not be able to have enough money? You see how I'm having this conversation with you all, 50 to 60-year-olds, because I'm talking about retirement. Or maybe you have grandchildren or children you need to help through school, through college, where you need that extra money. See, these are all reasons why you want to do things better. How will it make your business better if you have help for those things that you're struggling with? And some of these questions are some of the things that we talk about when we're on our strategy session. And when you go to apply to have a conversation with us, you'll be filling these out so that we know where you're at and we can literally help you. And so you can also know, how much more profitable would you be? These are questions you should be asking yourself. How much more success would you have? How confident would you feel? How many more clients would you have over the next 4 to 6 months by making those changes? wages, or how much more money would you be making? How would your wife or husband feel? Are you looking to retire your wife or husband, or do you have a parent that you want to retire or need help? I have someone that's working with us, and one of his goals is to retire his mom, to get her out of working. So as we're helping and developing him, that is a goal that he has, but I'm also bought into that goal to help him to accomplish that so that he can retire his mom and do the things that he want to do. How would you spend your time? Would you spend more time serving God? Would you spend more time with your family, doing the things that you want? So all of these things are related to you being in business and you being successful in business. And then how would joining Bible Business Academy help you grow your faith and finances faster and reach your goals? Because if it doesn't make sense, then you shouldn't do it. So you want to consider all of these avenues and so much more when you go to book a call with us, which you can do at calendly.com/call Kathy. So all of that you'll see there. And then also, guys, it just gives you more information on here when we're looking at your show notes, and you get discounts if you join our membership. And then it also will show you all of the different academies that we have and what we have to offer. So I hope that brought you guys value tonight. If there's any questions or anything that I can help you with, don't hesitate to reach out. Call us at 1-833-BIBLE-BIZ. If you get our message, make sure you leave one and we will get back to you. So I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing, amazing day, and we will talk to you next week. Same time, 7 p.m. every single Thursday. Hope you enjoyed the show.